about that is make it hurt.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. Well, I get a kick out of that every time. I feel like a rock star when I do that. Even though I need something to pick me up, because you know what I'm getting ready to talk about in a minute. But before I do that, welcome everybody once again. What a crowd is. Yeah. To the Big Time Show podcast that is being seen and heard live as we speak right here on YouTube. On the Big Time Show page. It is being seen and heard live right now on TikTok. What's up, TikTok? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? You can see who in the house over there, man. They're the crazy numbers. Demetrius, how you doing? Man, good Lord. Lynn V. Native Spider. What's going on? Donnie Litfield. I just see you. I see all of you. Mary Lynn, how you doing? Miriam Martinez. Natty. I mean, hey, LYSS Marvin. Danny Boone. Hello. We're getting ready to talk Cowboys over here. Mr. Chicken. Good Lord. Welcome to the show. And Mr. Avery. I mean, it just be flying in here. Hey, y'all. Let me get back to my other crowd. Hello. Demetrius, you popping in on TikTok tonight. I see you over there. What's going on, sir? I feel you. I thank you for popping in on me. Let me see what I have to do over this way. I'm on Facebook either. I'm on Facebook, as well. I'm on Twitter as well. Hello to everybody. Michael Adams, I see you, sir. How you doing, man? Appreciate you popping in. I'm sharing right now. I hope you guys will do the same. Help your boy out. I also hope that you would hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, hit that heart button, smash it about 25 times. It won't take you no more than about 4 to 5 seconds, if that long. I hope you would do that for your boy. I appreciate it so much. Listen, if you want to contribute to the podcast in any type of way, financially, don't take much. I said if, I didn't say you had to do it. It would be appreciated if you want to do it on YouTube. You can hit that little dollar sign there at the bottom of your phone. If you're watching me by phone, the super chat button, you can do that there. You can also become a member there as well. If you want to do that, you become a member. Whatever you want to contribute on a monthly basis, it would take it out of your card, and you can do it there. I see you, Mitch. You switching back and forth on me. I see you back on YouTube. Appreciate you, man. You can do that as well. If you're on Facebook, you can use those stars. You can use those stars if you so like. If you want to contribute by Cash App, this is for everybody. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You can go simply to the Big Time Show. $, the Big Time Show. $, the Big Time Show on Cash App. You can do it that way. And let me just put that up there for now. There it is. There at the bottom there. $, the Big Time Show. And you can do it that way if you will. I would appreciate it. Just good to know people like to support you and your efforts. As we continue on, we're going on 4 years now with this show, gaining every month, gaining new subscribers every month. The show, because of you and your sharing and your likes, a lot of likes. It's being in the face. It's in the face of a lot of people that we have not reached in a long period of time. Sometimes never. And I appreciate all of you. I cannot do this as far as trying to grow the show. There's no way that I could do this without you guys. I'm just a guy with a microphone like everybody else, but I just can't do it without you guys as far as the growth of the show. And so I appreciate any little thing that you do to try to help the show grow. There's no question. I just could not be wherever I am right now without you guys. So I appreciate it. I don't never want to act like I'm Superman. Even Superman needed the Justice League. You understand? Superman needed help. And I appreciate all of you guys for giving me help. Thank you so much. It's going to be a long off season, y'all. The worst nightmare came true for me. I can't speak for you, but the worst nightmare in the world happened for me on yesterday. I was glad. Oh man, hey, my auntie's on here. Hey, Auntie Evelyn, how you doing? I see you. Demetrius, Michael Evans, I see you. Miss Ty's in the building. What's going on? Yeah, Michael, I've been had that done. That's almost a year ago, 2 years ago, almost, when I almost stroked myself out of here. Oh yes, I've done a whole lot, man. Let me get this microphone because it's trying to act funny on me tonight. Let me work a little bit here, y'all. If y'all don't mind, let me see here. Well, first of all, man, I've lost. You can't see it now, but I guess you don't suppose to because I'm right here and you can't see my body. But first of all, I lost a lot of pounds. I've lost over 65, close to 70 pounds. That helps, obviously. They changed my medication. That's what happened. That's pretty much it, to be honest with you. Of course, I'm kind of had to cut back on things that I like to eat, of course. Simple things like that. And that's what happened. Yeah, that was almost deadly numbers, Mike. Let's just call it like it was. It was deadly numbers. But I'm grateful to God that got caught just in time and he decided not to take me away. I'm grateful. I've got a young son, got a family, got a wife here, and got a lot of friends. I'm an assistant pastor of a church. People kind of lean toward me a little bit, I guess. And I'm grateful that I'm here. So that's it. All right, appreciate you, quack, quack. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, man. I appreciate that opinion. Thank you, sir. I try to give it too. Like I'm gonna try to give it right about now. I have to say that the Philadelphia Eagles are the world champions. They are the best team in football. They left no doubt, as they proved it yesterday. They flat out destroyed the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of people some people expected them to win, but I don't think nobody had picked them to blow out the Eagles the Chiefs like they did. I mean, they annihilated the Chiefs. The game was not even close. The score is not indicative of what really happened. It really was a blowout. No doubt about it. They left it wasn't no controversy to me. There was no controversy. There was no nothing. A lot of folks talking about the refs, this and that. And after AJ caught that first penalty in the first drive, folks started saying the Chiefs getting help. But the ref show didn't help them out for the rest of the game, did it? I mean, it was a thorough woodshed, old-fashioned butt kicking. That's what it was. Just a murder. And it really, they just proved to us that they were the best team all year. They've been up top, pretty much all year long. I give them full credit. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like the Eagles. But you can't say nothing, really. But they the champions. They earned it. Desert Fox, I think this is an Eagle fan here coming in. I knew they would start coming in. Didn't I tell y'all that they're going to come in here? Just wait. The Eagles, congratulations to you, Desert Fox. I won't be no hater, even though I don't like y'all. But we can't really say nothing. It was a dominant performance on both sides of the ball. And they just totally beat up a team. They beat up a team that was on the verge of really being a true dynasty, doing something that nobody's done, since the early days of the NFL, not the Super Bowl era, but they beat them. The Eagles took care of business. It's just no question about that. So I give them credit today. Jalen Hurts has shut a lot of people up, including myself. I always have liked Jalen. This goes back to the Alabama days and Oklahoma days. It hurt me so bad. It hurt me so bad to see him go to the Eagles because I really do like Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts, and his last Super Bowl before this one, of course, he showed out. I mean, Pat, the Eagles lost to Pat and them, but Jalen had an incredible game against Mahomes. He outplayed him, actually. Just the Chiefs took care of him at the end. But it wasn't because of him. It is what it is. And Jalen, yes, has bypassed, in my opinion, Dak Prescott. And before y'all say, well, hold up now, let's not go crazy. Dak beats the Eagles all the time. Dak beats the Eagles. Nobody want to hear that. He beats them all the time, but they win in Super Bowl. I mean, who cares about Dak Prescott's record against the Philadelphia Eagles when at the end of the day, the Philadelphia Eagles are the world champions. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to championship game. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles probably have one of the best rosters in the game. And, I mean, he's the MVP of the Super Bowl. Great game yesterday. I don't want They dared him to beat them yesterday. The Chiefs took out Saquon. They shut him down, to be honest with you, based off Saquon standards. Saquon got shut down yesterday, and basically they said, we're willing to go one-on-one with your receivers against our cornerbacks. And Jalen just stepped up and whipped him. He whipped him. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard, they killed them boys yesterday. They killed them. And Jalen Hurts deserves a lot of credit. If he was not in your top 10, I believe you got to put him in there now. I believe you got to put some people down that you had in. Dak Prescott is one of those. Okay? I'm just telling you. It's kind of hard to dispute it when this man is in Disney World today saying he's the MVP of the league. MVP of the Super Bowl, and he just beat Mahomes. Come on now. I'm just saying, I don't care nothing about Dak beating them. When he beats the Eagles, I don't care nothing about that. At the end of the day, the Cowboys are watching the Eagles play. It seems to be this way. Ooh, this microphone is getting on my nerves, y'all. Y'all forgive me. I gotta figure out what is going on. I don't know what. There we go. Okay. I believe that's gonna happen. Yay! All right. Ta-da! Okay. All right. And I'll close it out and then move into my next little segment. Congrats to the Eagle fans. You cheer all year, you got it. No problem, quick. I understand. If you don't say he's better than, let's just say it like this. If you don't think that Jalen is better than Dak, I think it's safe to say then that he has closed the gap. How about that? Let's just say that. He's closed the gap. When you win a World Championship and you the MVP of the Super Bowl, you close the gap. You may not be better, but you close the gap. And that gap is not too big. If you say that Jalen is better than Dak, it's not by a big gap. If you say Dak is better than Jalen, it's not by a big gap. How about that? Let's just say it like that. It's almost like a flip of the coin almost. They really should be playing, hey Darryl, they really should be playing the same game because they're so similar to each other in style of play that, it's really not that much of a gap. There is one major difference, and that is that Jalen runs the ball. That's really the only major difference. I think Dak still is a better thrower of the football, I'll give you that. And then, of course, you got to say that Dak doesn't have all the bullets that Jalen has. Just the truth. All right. But regardless of that, hey, I appreciate you, Joe. Thank you. Quack, you right. He said, let's not forget about Philly's defense. Number one defense in the league. And the Cowboys' defense is not top 10. So there's a major difference in that. When you add it all up, the gap really is not, it's really not that big to me. It is what it is. But here's the bottom line, and let's shift now. The Philadelphia Eagles stand on top of the mountain. They are the world champions. I got to deal with this all the way until whoever wins the Super Bowl next year. So it's going to be a long off season, and it's going to be a long, murderous season dealing with the Philadelphia Eagle fans. As you can see, they had their hands on us. Some of you saw they were calling our name out. A lot of the fans saying Dallas sucks, even when they won. So, they got their eyes on us, and, it is what it is. Now, here's where we got to start looking at now. Let's be realistic. With the Philadelphia Eagles winning, The Dallas Cowboys are behind. They're behind. They're behind in everything. I almost want to. Well, I'm saying it because I look at, I see what I see what I see. At least this year, I got to see it one more year before I really anoint them. But at least this year, the Washington Commanders are better than the Dallas Cowboys. We will go into next season, y'all. I don't care what the Cowboys do. Okay, they will be ranked third in NFC East next year. Philly will be number one, prediction. Washington will be number two. The Cowboys will be three, and the Giants will be four. So we are behind. We're behind in everything. And this is supposed to be, listen to me. This is supposed to be a copycat league. How many years have we heard that? This is supposed to be a copycat league where you look at the teams that are highly successful or consistently successful, and especially when you have a team that just won the Super Bowl. They are now the standard, right? You know, since the change in the game plan now because Philly won, Philly is the standard. So every team ought to be looking at from the top down how you can emulate. You ain't gonna do it in 1 year. You're not gonna do it in 1 year. But at least you need to start checking some boxes on your way to making your organization complete. And on that note, that's what I want to kind of talk about tonight. I can talk about this for the rest of the offseason, head into the draft and all that type of stuff. Number one, and I really don't want to spend a lot of time on this because I'm wasting good air and breath talking about this, but yesterday was some of the first time that y'all saw Jeffrey Lurie all year long. When I say Jeffrey Lurie, that's the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles. He didn't show up till it's time to pick up trophies. No press conferences, no interviews. I mean, is there any interviews that whoever the Philadelphia media concerned gets to talk to Jerry Lurie? I don't know. I'm not concerned about that, but that's the first time I seen Lurie since the NFC Championship game, and prior to that, I ain't seen Jeffrey Lurie all year. Nothing. That's the owner. Okay. I see questions here because all of this is part of it. Shane says the Cowboys were to trade Michael Parsons. What do you think is fair compensation for you? Well, first of all, you got to give me your first round pick. And you got to give me next year's first round pick. And you probably going to have to give me this year's third and maybe fifth. Whoever, if you were to trade, whoever it is, you got to fleece. You got to fleece them. Because he's that type of player. So, that's without a doubt. I got to have something for next year, too. And I may even add a third for next year. A first and a third for next year. That's all I'm saying. I believe you're absolutely right, Joe. When you say when I believe when we are healthy with Diggs and Overshawn, and Dak, we are as good as Washington and the Eagles. Regular season wise, Joe, yes. For some reason, playoff time coming, we one and done. So I get what you're saying. Regular season wise, yes. Playoff time, nah. It's not even a discussion, Joe. See, at some point we got to be realistic and call it like it is. If you were to trade, but I agree with Quack, you don't trade away a cornerstone of the future. The kid is too young and too good and gonna have a whole lot of damage that he's gonna do to a lot of teams. You don't trade him. Now you might trade him like you did, or like you might let him go or cut him or whatever, like you did to Marcus Ware and let Emmitt Smith go. I would say that you keep him, whatever this contract is here that he's going to get, whether it's 4 or 5 years or whatever, that'll tell what's going to happen next. Even at 30 years old, he still should be in his prime. But if the Cowboys are not going anywhere, then you might trade him then, because you had him at least at that time for at least about 6, 7, 8 years, and they didn't get you nowhere. So you might as well prepare to start building again for the future. You still will get a lot for him, even at 29, 30 years old. You still will get it. It may not be as valuable, like you can get for him now, but you still will pick up some compensation for him if you draft him. So I would give him 4 or 5 year, 4 or 5 year playing, and let's see where we at the end of that. And then if the Cowboys haven't accomplished nothing in 4 or 5 years, then yeah, I would be open to trading them then. I would, but not now. Oh no, not now. Here we go. Let me get back to my thoughts. I appreciate all the comments going. Let me look at TikTok. What's up? What's up, Woods? I see you, man. My partner on there. He on TikTok over there. Eddie. What's up? I see you. I don't know if you still here, but I see you. You still here, man? Type something, Eddie. Type something, Eddie. Just type yes. I don't know if you still here or not, because it don't show me who's on really live with me. All I see is the comments there. So let me know. Let me know if you still there. Man, TikTok be clowning, man. TikTok be having 61 people. Like, I really just opened this channel. Yeah, I don't think. Hey, what's going on? Jay Bryan said, brother, big time suck. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. This is hard, man. That team is one of the 4 I hate. Yeah, I mean, but don't hate them so much. They the standard now. And if anything, we need to be looking at what they've done, because it worked. You see what I'm saying? What they did worked. They the champions. Whatever they did, that got them to the championship. And so every team needs to look and say, okay, what did they do? What exactly did they do? You got to look at the total structure, which is what I was doing. I was also saying that I ain't seen Jeffrey Lurie except at the NFC Championship game when they raised their trophy. And I saw him yesterday when they raised the Super Bowl trophy. Okay? I saw that. All right? In comparison, I ain't got to say nothing. I ain't saying that's the cause. See, that's really not the cause of winning and losing, because Jerry in front of the camera all the time, because he's been that way ever since he got off the team, and he won 3 world championships by getting in front of the camera all the time. So you can't say that now if he was shut up, we might win. No, that ain't doing it. That's not it. Jerry been talking ever since he bought the team. And he got 3 rings on his finger. And please don't tell me where it's called of Jimmy. No, he won, bottom line, 3 rings by yapping his mouth all the time. That's not, talking don't win football games. You understand? And talking don't lose football games either. It just don't happen. So we can't blame that. Y'all just pointed out the organizational structure. All right, the GM. The GM is Howie Roseman. All right. Our GM is, again, Jimmy Johnson. What is the major difference, y'all? This is where we can really have conversation. The Eagles have been in the hunt for the last 5 years, and I'm talking more than one and done. Okay? The Eagles have been in the hunt. They've been to 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years, 3 years, whatever. They lost one and then they won yesterday. I mean, that's what you call good progress. If you had the last 4 years and you've been to the Super Bowl twice, I call that progress. You won one, you lost one. They've been there. They got a GM that has drafted extremely well. A lot of teams think they did free agency. No, they drafted a lot of these guys. And not only drafted, do you understand? Now, this ain't got nothing what I'm talking about, but do you understand that the Philadelphia Eagles this season went against the grain or the mentality of what the NFL as a whole has? Do you realize they started 2 cornerbacks, rookie cornerbacks? Who does that? You'll be too scared. Everybody will be too scared of getting their guys baked. I don't care if they were drafted in the 1st round all the way down to the 7th round. And the cornerbacks were not. They were not, All-Americans and all that type of stuff. They started 2 rookies. They did. And the bottom line is, with those 2 rookies on the number 1 defense, they made the plays. They won. One of them got a touchdown last night. Pick 6. Rookie. They only gonna get better. Now that's just side note. But what does Howie Roseman do that Jerry Jones does not do as a GM? Somebody said it earlier. Who was that? Let me scroll up. It was Mark. Here's your answer right here. They're aggressive in free agency. Our general manager, Jerry and / Steven, that's what I want to say. They need to take a class. I don't know what class they took about when it comes to the salary cap, but the Eagles don't go by it. And everybody got the same money, but the Eagles don't run into no problems. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They haven't run into problems. Most people say, just for instance, now at the time it was different, okay? At the time it was just a little different in the salary cap. But if you remember when Jalen Hurts got paid, he was the 2nd highest paid quarterback in the league. He got his money, $50 million. $50 million. And the mindset is that once you pay your quarterback, you can't pay nobody else. That's what they tell us in Dallas now. Philadelphia ain't went by that at all. Not only did they sign Jalen, shoot, they signed AJ, they signed Devontae Smith, and neither one of them was chump change. They signed Dallas Goedert, they signed their offensive linemen, they signed some of their defense. The only person that they did not pay was Hassan Reddick, who left and went to the Jets. That's the only person they didn't pay. He's gone. They paid Cox. They paid, Graham, at the time. I don't count Carter. He was a rookie. I don't count Carter because they drafted him. So, it's just good drafting. They're doing stuff that the Cowboys say you can't do. I'm having a problem with this. And I don't want to hear it no more because the Philadelphia Eagles are doing it. They sign their players. They give the money to the players that they feel like deserve it, and the team stays intact. That's why a lot of people are already saying, and I know it's very premature, and I know injuries happen and everything, but if the Philadelphia Eagles stay healthy, isn't it it's kind of safe to assume that they gonna be very competitive next year. I didn't say they're gonna win the Super Bowl, but I ain't saying they're gonna drop and go 7-10. That's not gonna happen. It's just not. And Michael says this. It's kind of like the Rams when they won the Super Bowl. Michael says all those contracts will catch up to them. Well, if it does, Mike, the price has been paid. You got a banner, or they're getting ready to put a banner in that stadium. It was all worth it if you win the Super Bowl. It was all worth it if you win the Super Bowl. You came together and you paid all them contracts for one goal at a particular time. And in Philly's case, this year, you want to talk about all in. They went all in, and guess what? Jackpot. Ain't nobody finna be sad about that in the next 2-3 years. Or if some folks got it going on, nobody don't care about that. The Rams did the same thing. They went all in. Guess what? They won the Super Bowl. And the contracts did go up, but when you got a great coach like McVay, he can take the talent that you give him and keep you still in contention. Everybody said the Rams gonna go down. The Rams didn't go down. They didn't go down. They still in the fight. Playoffs this year. So it's worth it. Tampa Bay's caught up with them, but did it really? They was in the playoffs this year. Tampa Bay wanted to win the Super Bowl with Brady there. They went all in, shook up the whole organization. Jackpot. Banner is in the building. As long as you win. Everybody don't win the Super Bowl. Everybody ain't the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to Super Bowl 4 out of 5 years or whatever the case. That's that usually don't happen there. So the difference between, as Marlon said in the chat, is that the GM in Philly is aggressive. I ain't even mentioned, of course, what was the difference between Philly this year and in the last 2 years? One man, one dog, one difference maker. See, they already had AJ. They already had Devontae. They didn't win them a world championship. It got them to a Super Bowl, but it didn't win them the championship. Philly's defense, when they played the Chiefs a couple years ago, was good then. It didn't get them there. What made the difference? One dog. One major difference. Mr. Barkley. One dog, all it took. One impact player. One. Changed the whole thing. It changed the whole thing. Just one. And here we are in Dallas. Say we can't pay one. We get our free agents on day 9 and 10. Philadelphia stepped up day 1, got Saquon Barkley. And guess what happened? Jackpot. One dog. They've always had a great offensive line. Kelsey was the only one that left. They brought in another guy in. The Philadelphia Eagles, they say this year, had the best offensive line in the game. But they been had that. So what was the difference? They had Swift. They had another running back there, whoever the running back was, got them to the Super Bowl, but didn't win it. What's the difference? One man, one free agent, changed the whole thing around, and now they're the world champions. One man at a key position turned the whole team around. Saquon Barkley. Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones had the mentality to say, why would we pay for one man this amount of money when we can get 3 at the same money and play football? Would you rather have, y'all remember they said that, would you rather have one? And would you rather have 3 guys at the same money? Not impact players, depth. That's what I'm saying, depth. While Philly's going for impact. Dallas go for depth in free agents. That's the difference right there, y'all. I can really shut it down right now and say good night. See, if you want to be a champion, sometimes you got to do what other teams do to accomplish the goal. And let me say this. The Cowboys, that's why I was saying on the last show, you got to do something now. Because, see, Washington has $100 million in salary cap. The Cowboys can have the same thing. If they go ahead and restructure Dak and CD's contract, they can have $100 million too. Why, let's see if they do it. The common sense thing to do in Dallas is not so common to Jerry and Steve. It's really not. It's really not. So the Washington Commanders and Dan Quinn, who's a lovable coach, you don't believe somebody ain't finna run to Washington, man. For real. You got Magic Johnson in the front office. Part owner. Who knows how to win championships? And y'all gonna say, well, you talking about the NBA now. You know about football. Well, he know nothing about football, but his team was the NFC championship game. See, it's something about a winning mentality that comes along, and it spreads. It spreads. He don't know nothing about baseball, but guess what? The Dodgers just won the World Championship, World Series. They won the World Championship in baseball. Who's the owner of that? Magic. Don't know nothing about it. But he's a winner and knows how to win and hung around the owner and ended up getting it done right then and there. So I'm just saying, y'all, there's certain things that mean something. And I'm not saying we should go get this guy because, again, players got to play on the field. It's the players that win, man. You can have Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, Jimmy Johnson, whoever other great coach you think it is, and have them coach this team. But the bottom line is the players got to get it done. Yes, you can win by schemes. Yes. Well executed schemes. Yes, you can do that. But you got to win. The players, you got to have players. You got to have players. You got to have players to win. And you got to have a mentality. You got to have a mentality. And the Cowboys don't have it. They don't have they got a mentality, but it's not going to get you. It's not going to get you where you need to be. Something has to change, or you're going to fall further behind. I guarantee you, Washington is going to add to what they had last year. $100 million. Somebody going to get them. Dan Quinn going after folks. Philly is going to be here for a minute. All they got to do is try to stay healthy. The Cowboys got this raggedy mentality of cheapness that they really believe they're going to get somewhere doing it this way. That is the difference right there. I really could. I'm going to go down the list, but I'm saying Howard Roseman, Jerry, and Stephen Jones is the difference between a Super Bowl and you going to do the same thing every year. The Cowboys look at the salary cap totally different than the Philadelphia Eagles do. And our way is not working. I'm sorry. I'm a Cowboy fan to the day I die, but look, at some point we got to start calling like it is. One difference, they're aggressive in free agency. Cowboys hide until day 8, day 9, then go to the XFL. Please. It just don't make sense. Let's go down to the head coach. Well, here we go. We can't say nothing about our coach because he ain't coached yet. I like the coaching staff that he is built. I do like that. But some of them in positions that they've never been in before. And we just got to wait and see. There's no comparison between our coaching staff and Nick Sirianni. He's a world champion now. Oh, guess who else is a world champion now? Kellen Moore. You say whatever you want about Kellen Moore. You can say whatever you want to. You can say whatever negative. At least for one season, and calling the offense, he got it right. He got it right. He got it right. How you gonna argue? Can't say he don't run the ball. Guess what? He ran the ball this year. Saquon had what, 2,000 some odd yards? Okay, there it is. Huh? See? Now, I see what Michael just wrote down. Sometimes you gotta crawl before you walk. You can't get it all. That's too much. For us, this is too much. See that right there? Man, I love it, but that's too much. Cowboys ain't for me, I would do it. But the Cowboys are too scary. They too shaky. They won't do that. They won't do it. They might do one. They could do one, but I doubt they do any. The only realistic thing that I can see them doing out of what you put down, Mike, is if you had to one, which war is more likely, it'll probably be the draft with Genty. Those other two, nah, they too cheap. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. They would have the money to do it, but they wouldn't do it. See, out of that scenario there, if you give me Myles Garrett, see, this is what I'm talking about. If you give me Myles Garrett, that's the player that can make a difference immediately, like Saquon did. That's a game changer because your defense will be so ridiculous. As far as the Cowboys would be, I wouldn't have any question. They would just about be top 3, maybe probably 1 in sacks. No question. That's the kind of move. That's what you call a Super Bowl move by getting Garrett. That's a Super Bowl move. Now, I even go and talk about T. Higgins. Okay, if you give me T. Higgins and you don't get Garrett, then what I'm going to tell you is, barring injury, the Cowboys would have probably one of the top 2 or 3 offenses in the league. Because that's what Dak does. You give him that type of a bullet in T. Higgins and CD together, oh my God. But watch this, Mike. If you get a T. Higgins and you get a CD Lamb, you ain't running the ball no more. Everybody talking about Schottenheimer, run heavy. Everybody talking about the offensive coordinator, run heavy. You get a T. Higgins and you get a CD Lamb and a Ferguson at tight end, you ain't running the ball. Because the strength of your offense would be your quarterback and your wide receivers. That would definitely be your strength. So the running game would be, hey, nobody ain't running the ball. I wouldn't. Well, Mike, the only problem with that is you have to see that first. I see it when I believe. So I know what they're saying, but it's the agent job trying to get as much money as he can get. So I don't know about that. I don't quite know about that. I heard what they said. I appreciate you, Joe. Thank you, man. I'm just saying, I don't know. But you're not running the ball like they predicted. You're not running the ball like they saying if you get a T. Higgins and a CD Lamb and a Ferguson, Jake Ferguson. And if you got a running back that can catch the ball, that even make it even more crazy. So let's be realistic about that. So I'm not going to even say that. But but I love that because we've seen Dak when he has 2 or 3 weapons on in the passing game. He lights it up. 30 points a game, all that type of stuff. I ain't gonna argue with it. I'm just saying the coaching staff you assemble, the primary purpose of the ball is to run the football and then play action. You can have both, but you're gonna lean towards your strength. Now, Genty, that's a difference maker. Even though we haven't seen him run down in the league, I believe. I just said me, and yes, there are other running backs, but I believe Genty can do something probably a little special here. That's what you call a difference maker. Especially if defenses have to say, okay, this kid is a little different. We're going to game plan against him for real. So they really want game planning seriously. You know, they were stacking the box on Rico because they wanted Cooper Rush to throw the ball. But they won because of Rico. They're just common sense good football. You try to get the weakness out. You want Cooper Rush throwing the ball as much as possible because you don't want a light box with Rico running. You see what I'm saying? So I get that. Matthew says, could JJ pull off a big trade, meaning by trading someone on our team, he says Parsons, instead of paying him? Something to think about, JJ thinking. I don't know why everybody want to get rid of Michael Parsons. I don't know why everybody want to get rid of a killer, a difference maker. I don't get that. I don't get it. I don't know why everybody want. And for what? The unknown, because you can get 3 or 4 picks. Well, I mean, who those picks gonna be, and how you know they're gonna play well? I mean, this kid ain't even 25 years old. He ain't even got to his prime yet. I don't know. I don't know why everybody want to get rid of him. I don't get that. I mean, but yeah, if he wanted to, he'll get something in return. No question. But when I got a kid that ain't even 24 years old, I'm sorry. I don't get that. I don't get that. That's called being cheap. You got money. Restructure Dak. Restructure CD. You might throw in some other people. You'll have over $100 million in salary cap. And sign Parsons. And sign another free agent. See, all you need is one. You don't need 2 or 3 or 4. All you need is an impact guy that day one is going to turn this thing around. Just like Saquon did for Philly. One man. Who is that man? I see it in Garrett, since you want to throw that way. Even though I know we ain't going to get him. I don't think they would try to do it. But Garrett is one of those guys, those type, who can turn a whole organization around. And with just one signing like him, that would be huge. That would. That's what you call doing something. So let's go back down the line. Okay. As presently shown right now, this roster ain't gonna beat Philly next year. If everybody's healthy, this roster can't beat Philly right now. Can't. Nope. Anybody can be beat. I'll give you that. But it'll be an upset. And yes, I'm fully aware of Dak's record against the Philadelphia Eagles. But I really don't even want to hear that no more, to be honest with you. I told y'all that at the beginning of the show. Yeah, he has a great record against them. He does. But Philadelphia winning Super Bowls, or they going to Super Bowls. I care less about Dak's individual record against Philly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tired of these little Sesame Street victories that, Dak has beat Philadelphia. He owns Philly. He owns the NFC East. Dak is and I'm fully aware of it. But Washington just went to the NFC Championship game. Even with Dak winning and all that type of stuff. I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry. Y'all can have it, and what you're saying are facts. What you're saying are facts. Dak's record against the NFC East is incredible. Can't take it away, but we love, hanging on to that stuff. And while we hanging on to that stuff, at the end of the year, we one and done. Everybody else, come on now. So I don't even want to hear that no more. Y'all had it. You're right in that. Because, see, that's what the Cowboy fans going to be saying next year when we play Philadelphia. They're going to say, well, yeah, buddy, Dak going to play the Eagles. We light y'all with Dak. We light you up and all that type of stuff. And Philly going to be like, this game show is real big to y'all. And it is a big game. I ain't going to minimize it. It's a rival. Yeah, we got to win. Yeah, I give you that. But in January, let's see where we at then. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Now, I went through that head coaching. You can't really say anything about our coaching staff because we haven't seen them play. We haven't seen them coach. So it'd be totally unfair to judge our coaching. You just can't do it. You really can't do it. So it's unfair. The champions, Sirianni and his staff are the champions. However, I got a feeling next year that they're going to take a loss. I believe Kellen Moore will be the New Orleans Saints coach. So there's another coordinator gone. I believe it's going to be a different offense, obviously, slightly. And it's a difference. So that's where they get hurt at a little bit, just with different play calling and a new captain of the ship. That might hurt a little bit. Fangio, I believe, still gonna be there. I think, even though he's 60-something years old, I still think he'll be there, and we'll just have to see where they are at that point. Now we go to the players. That's why I say that presently constructed, I don't think this roster can beat Philly. I don't think they can beat Washington. And I know what y'all gonna say. We beat them with Cooper Rush. Yes, I know we beat them in a game. I'm looking now in money time. The Cowboys always play tremendously well regular season. We all know that. I'm talking money time when I say that. Yes, I believe Dallas can beat Washington, Philly, whoever else in the regular season. I'm talking at money time when all the chips are on the table. How can we get it done then? That's what I'm talking about. And all of this, ladies and gentlemen, starts with the mentality of two people. Jerry, Steven. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. And I'm tired of hearing the same thing. See, if the Cowboys are still waiting on day 8 for free agency, and that includes our free agents. If you're only talking about signing our free agents, that ain't good enough. We got 20 some odd people or whatever. If all you talking about, hey, we're gonna sign Jay Lou, we're gonna sign Jay Lou, we're gonna re-sign DeMarcus Lawrence, even though I'm just throwing names out. If we're gonna sign OC, we're gonna sign this guy and that guy. That ain't free agency to me. Especially if it's the same guys. I mean, come on. No. I'm not saying they're not difference makers. J. Lou is a difference maker. OC is a difference maker. But if that's all we talking about on signing our guys, we're going to sign our guys, which has been the game plan for the last God knows how many years. My question is, what did that get you? What did it get you? Because I see other teams going to get all pros. That's what I see. And they got the money to do it. And the Cowboys won't even look at an all-pro. They'll say we don't have that type of money because when the quarterback takes a big piece of the pie, you can't really just stretch out. And everybody else stretching out. I just see, as long as they talking like that, I'm just gonna say, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get ready for another year of the same old thing. See, the draft and developmental system, that ain't worked. It got you a couple of NFC East division championship games. NFC East division championship. It got you in the playoffs a little more consistently than what we usually do. It did that. It did. But it ain't got you to the ultimate goal because you ain't got the real money makers at the end of the season. The real dogs. Where you have a player and that player makes that much of a difference. And they're out there. Everybody doing it. Except Dallas Cowboys. Everybody except the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody. You know the team, I ain't talking about the bad teams aren't going to get the real dogs because some of them real dogs want to win. So they're not going to go to a team that won't. Ain't nobody going to Jacksonville. Free agents ain't running to Jacksonville because Jacksonville not going to win. They're trying to win rings. And at some point, you got to make a decision. How desperate are you? That's my question. If the Cowboys ain't desperate enough, they hoping that they draft picks turn into something real big. They hoping. When we draft in the first round, we hope. Like Mozzie. We going to draft Mozzie in the first round even though he really won the first round. We hope he turns into the hopes. No, don't hope for nothing. Go get folks that you already know gonna make it happen. Everybody else doing it. Everybody else doing it. Everybody else gets it done. Everybody else gonna get it. I don't understand it, y'all. It's there for you to see. Everybody is doing it except the Dallas Cowboys. And because of this lackluster strategy, the draft and developmental strategy, they are falling further behind. Anybody that says just because Dak got hurt, whatever the case may be, they fell behind. No ma'am, no sir. I'm sorry. Even with Dak, they are falling further behind. Washington has caught up. And they're going to even do it. Watch what Washington do with their $100 million in salary cap. Just watch. Just watch. Just watch. Watch what they do this year. They'll be better than what they were at the end of the year. The draft and the Giants are, the truth be told, the Giants are a quarterback away from making this thing very interesting. As far as catching up with the Cowboys, you let them get Shador. The gap gonna close even quicker. Congratulations, West Philly Black. Y'all the best team in the world. Hey, kind of hard. Oh West Philly Black. Michael Parsons coming to Philly. Wherever he does, we're going to strip y'all of a whole lot. Because right now he's still under contract. If y'all want him, you're going to have to trade for him, and we're going to strip y'all. If Michael Parsons come to Philly, we are going to strip y'all of a whole lot. He ain't no free agent. So if you're going to get him, you better get ready to let go of a lot of stuff. We're going to fleece y'all to get him. It's just that simple. But that's why we're going to sign him, though. He ain't coming. He might be with y'all in another 5 years. When he run out his contract, if the Cowboys ain't done nothing. When he about 30 years old, 29, still in his prime, he might come to y'all. I'll give you that. I can see that. He's from that area. I can see it. What's up, Kendrick? I can see that. Well, West Philly Black, I'm sorry. I can see that. Then and only then. But not now. We got him in his prime. I don't see that happening. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Mike going anywhere. He's a Cowboy. He want to play for the Cowboys. No state tax on the money. He is going to, he wants his money and he wants to be a Cowboy. I can see it. So I really ain't worried about that. Be happy, man. Y'all don't need Michael Parsons, man. Y'all just won the World Championship without him. Y'all don't need Michael Parsons. Y'all got all y'all need. Y'all got all you need. You got a number one defense, and you didn't need Michael Parsons for that. You don't need Michael Parsons. You don't need him at all. Don't need him at all. But you got to have players, and you got to have somebody other than Michael Parsons. Injuries did him. A overshown is a difference maker. See, those are the type of difference makers I'm talking about. Overshown, Parsons, a healthy Bland. I even throw a healthy Diggs. Those are difference makers. Those are the ways that you can catch up real quick. And we'll see once they get. We'll see once they are. Once they are healthy. Hopefully, we can get it done. That's the only thing I can say. But as for now, my title was there. What did the Eagles are the Super Bowl champions, the world champions, and what does that mean for the Cowboys, or what does that should do? Well, it should tick off the Cowboys. That's what it should do. That's what it should do. And it should have a sense of urgency instead of yip-yapping about it, talking about it all the time. Now you got to do something. And if Jerry Jones don't do nothing this offseason, and it ain't necessarily got to be, I say the same thing, West Philly Black. I said the same thing. That's because the Cowboys have a complex. Well, I ain't going to say Jerry. Even the fan base has a complex about Kellen Moore. But the bottom line is, complex or whatever, he's a world champion. He guided this offense. He's a world champion. Say whatever you want to say about Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is a world champion. And so like so many others that played in Dallas, they left Dallas and all of a sudden they win Super Bowl. DeMarcus Ware, Kellen Moore, forgive me for not remembering, but hey, they ain't going, they going to the championship game. Peyton Hendershot played in the Super Bowl yesterday. It's just, we got a lot got a lot of holes to fill. And he said we got a lot of holes. Some holes can be filled in a very tremendous way. I mean, some holes to be filled can make up for a lot of stuff. Such as, Demetrius, exactly. Some holes can be filled up rather quickly by adding a world-class all-pro player that's there. Myles Garrett, for instance, would do wonders. But you got to do something now. See, because I'm calling it like it is. Washington and Philly, for years, are going to be something to deal with, especially Washington. I mean, Jalen is young. AJ is in his prime. Devontae is in his prime. Goddard is in his prime. The offensive line is young, with the exception of Lane Johnson. And he probably already came and said he playing next year. So I'm saying, like, these teams are going to be here. That whole defense for the Eagles is young. Young. That defensive line is young. They secondary, 2 rookies. They young. Linebackers, Nakobe Dean, all these folks are young, man. They young. They finna be here for a minute. And this mentality, this ain't gonna get it. You just talking about drafting and developing. No. It takes players to get world championships, man. Real difference makers. This draft and development mess, man. This is getting out of hand now. You done let the whole NFC East catch up. Watch the Giants next year. They got money too. Watch. Already got a stud wide receiver. Neighbors is gonna be here for a long time. The Giants drafted high in the draft. Watch them in the draft. They gonna get a chance to get some real dogs early. They gonna get a quarterback. If it's Shedeur Sanders, I don't care what y'all say. If it's Shedeur Sanders, look out. He's a ball player who's gonna make impact. Exactly, Wes. I said that earlier, Wes, Philly. I said it earlier. One man. Y'all was in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs a couple years ago. Y'all signed one man this year and turned the whole team around. Defense always rested. Because you got Saquon getting over 2,000 yards. Defense fresh the whole game just about. Y'all scoring. You still got AJ. You got Devontae. You got Goddard. Jalen was hurt most of the year. Still got it done. Number 1 defense in the league. I mean, come on now. One man. At a very key position. Oh, I forgot. Speaking of that, the Cowboys got to stop talking about. And see, this is what I'm saying. I might, look. The devaluation of the running back position is high and heavy in Dallas. Jerry said we can get anybody. We can do a running back by committee. And we can just play football. We can go get Rico down. We can go get Deuce. We can go get Hunter Lemke. And we can just say go play football. That's their mentality. We don't need to spend money on the running back. Well, we just saw when the team spend money on the running back, 2 in particular, Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley. See the difference? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Cowboys still talking about running back by committee. See what I'm saying? And if you got that mentality, then they don't see you talking about Ashton Jennings because they ain't gonna get him. They ain't gonna get him. If they have that mentality, they'll say we can wait later in the draft, and you can because there's some great running backs later in the draft. But see, my thing, as I said on the last show, on Saturday, why don't we just get the best and call it today? And if the best is in the first round, get the best. Why we gotta wait and get second best and third best? I mean, why? If you feel like this is the best running back in the draft, he's staring you right in your face, and you want to run the ball so bad, like you say, then run the ball with the best. Since you got to build up your offensive line so much, well, ladies and gentlemen, then if you got to build up your offensive line, at least you can get a real nice little head start if you get the best running back. And I already know Cowboys, well, Sampson is good, is real good too. And so is Hampton, and so is Johnson from Howard. Look, I want the best. The best will get you a Super Bowl. The best will get you further in the playoffs. The best will win you games that you end up thinking you got to throw the ball all day long. You give it to this running back, he's going to shut the game down. Kind of like Saquon and Derrick Henry did this year. See what I'm saying? This is the problem. The problem is the front office. So, Brian, I'm not bugging out no more. I'm glad. Look, I hate the Eagles. I don't like the Eagles. Never have. Just like the Eagles don't like us. But part of me is glad that they won. Because it puts pressure now on Jerry. You can't come to me talking that same mess now. You can't. You got to do something to beat your division now. And you come up with these draft and developmental schemes, that's not going to be Washington and Philly. It's going to have you hanging right down there with the Giants. And it's going to have you battling for last place in the division. As soon as the Giants pick up Shedeur Sanders, I promise you, if Shedeur is there or whatever, you're going to see a difference in the Giants. No, we had more than that, Wes. We just didn't give him the ball enough. DeMarco Murray was a good running back. We gave him too much. Ran down his tires. He was there. I loved Marion Barber. We didn't give it to him enough. Because we wanted to feature Romo throwing the ball all the time, all over the place. Marion Barber was a dog. See what I'm saying? What's up, Chris? We've had running backs. We just had quarterbacks who they put the ball in their hand, especially the Romo. They ain't mind Romo throwing it 50 times. And they don't mind Dak throwing it 35 times. See what I'm saying? If you do it Quack, and I'm not arguing with you, and it would make the offensive explosive. But Quack, if you go get, let's just say if you draft Burton or whoever, there's some good wide receivers in the second round. Or let's just say the other thing, somebody says something about T. Higgins. If you went and got T. Higgins and paid that money for T. Higgins, you're not running the ball. You see what I'm saying, Quack? Yes, it would help Dak out. Yes. But we'll be saying the same thing next year when we need a running back. That's what we're going to be saying. I mean, if you want to make it, okay, you get another guy like that, then I'm going to say, okay, Dak is going to have a 4,600 yard season. I see what you're saying, Quack. It makes sense. Yeah, if you do it that route, I mean, that'll be good because, as we said, good running backs all in. But I'm saying, I want the best. I don't want second best, even though some of those guys are good. Real good, actually. Very good. I want the best. Now, if Hampton is the best, then I get your logic. If you don't think Genty is the best running back in the draft, then I get you. I get it. But if Genty is the best running back and he's staring you there, You get another. I can get you a second wide receiver. I agree with you, Kevin. I agree with you, Kevin. I don't think, and then if that happens, what Kevin just said, if Jetty goes to the Bears, which I really believe that's really where he's going himself. But if that really, and watch this, if right there at the draft, and I believe more people would think that Jetty will go to the Bears then at 10 because that's what they need. They already got the quarterback. Now they need linemen. That might be it. They might be something that Chicago needs because they need to block for the quarterback. So that might be the case. And they may be going back and saying, okay, we can get a running back in the second, third, fourth, whatever. They might be saying that. But like Kevin said, why not get the best? They already got wide receivers. They already got on their quarterback. They just need a running game. You go get the best. I can see that. And the Cowboys ain't going to, somebody going to say this, well, why don't the Cowboys move up from 12 to 10? You know good and well they're going to give up too much to give up that. The Cowboys ain't giving that up. So they will draft somebody else at 12. I like, if that is the case, then I get the wide receiver because you load up the gun as much as that. If Dak need, you get a running back maybe in the second, third round, maybe even that. If you want to go that route, that's fine. If you just start to go on offense, they may attack Fred. They may attack wide receiver. See, we so trained. We don't even think the Cowboys are going to do anything as far as free agency goes. And I don't believe it either. But it's there. It's there. It's there. I'm just saying, it's there for you. I mean, I doubt we do it, but I'm just saying because we know how Steven is. I doubt very seriously we do it, but it's there for them if they want it. I'm just saying the mentality because of what happened yesterday and because the Washington Commanders have caught up in a major way and they have $100 million, over $100 million in salary cap money to spend. You know they are going to spend it because Dan Quinn believes in getting good ball players. He don't do the draft and developmental thing. He goes out and gets. That's why our defense was pretty good when he was here because he went out and got some ball players. You know Washington is going to make some moves in free agency, some big moves to try to stack the deck because guess what? They're chasing Philadelphia too now. And Philadelphia is loaded with ball players, difference makers. And you're going to have to, if you're going to catch up with Philly, you're going to have some big time ball players on the team. I see it. Draft and development thing, that ain't gonna work now. The Philadelphia Eagles was winning. I don't like Philly. But man, they just showed up in a big way for at least the mentality, at least I feel, for Jerry and Stephen Jones to say, hey, we gotta do something different now. That's the pressure that I believe they just put on them. Like you cannot, you just can't. If you talk about winning, you cannot just do it this way again. You cannot do it this way. And if they do it this way, I'm going to be just like this. I'm going to be a Cowboy fan. But I'm going to be saying like, man, we don't want to win, y'all. Why are we even talking? We don't want to win. If they restructure that, listen to me, y'all. And it ain't time for it yet. But if you restructure that and see these contracts, you will have over $100 million in salary cap yourself. This is not hard. Restructure that. Restructure CD's contract. And you will have $100 million yourself. And then you can go get. But see, all you saying that we need to do that because we can do that because we have to we have to sign Parsons. If all your mind is just saying about Parsons, you missing the boat, man. You missing the boat. You can do Parsons and somebody else. The same way you signed Dak and CD in the same year and was able to sign everybody else is the same way you can sign Parsons and go give me another defensive or offensive weapon, whichever one you want to do. And you do the same thing. The same exact thing. Brian, that's what I was saying. But you can have the same amount of money as the Washington Commanders had. If you just restructure that, restructure CD, you will have, it's been, everybody done showed you that. Everybody done showed it. Everybody done said it. Everybody done showed you how. You have over $100 million in salary cap if you just restructure those two. So you will have the same amount of money. And then keep in mind the key for Texas is, the state of Texas, is that there's no income tax. And I'm going to tell you something else. There's another player that's in there that nobody ain't talking about. But excuse me, last time I checked, in Houston, in the state of Texas. Okay, the Texans ain't that far off. That's income tax there. Myles Garrett could get offered by the Houston Texans. Since he's from Texas. I mean, I know he want to play with the Cowboys, but good Lord. If you go to Houston, can you imagine Will Anderson and Myles Garrett on a defensive line together? Sound pretty good, don't it? I'm just, yeah, you're right, Brian. Same thing with Philly. They're proactive. You don't think Houston would love to have Myles Garrett? With Will Anderson on the other side? Really? And it's in Texas. No income tax money. Come on now. That's what I'm saying. It's just, the Cowboys probably won't even think about Myles. They ain't finna pay that much type of money. I just don't think they would. But I'm just saying, in order to beat Philly and Washington and whoever else, Green Bay, I'm going to throw them in there again. They're going to get better too. In order to beat, I'm going to kind of hold back on Detroit now because Ben Johnson is gone, and that is going to make a huge difference in the way Detroit play football because the dude was innovative, scheme, and all that type of stuff, and there ain't too many coordinators like him. But Detroit they got some real ball players. I just think that the scheme is going to mess them up now, slightly. These are the teams that are ahead of the Cowboys. We down there in that Atlanta, and I think we're better than Atlanta, but I'm saying we're down there, we ain't up there. We probably about the fifth or best 6 team in the NFC right now. We ain't, when healthy, we ain't nowhere to be found. I agree, Quay. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm saying these are the type of players that can get you over the hump real quickly. Or get you to the hump and they can get you over there. They can. These are the type of players that can get that done. Seriously. And this is what it's going to have to take now. Because if not, Philly ain't going nowhere, y'all. It's going to have to be a year like the the 49ers will be back next year. Hello. I mean, come on now. The 49ers will be back next year. You know they're going to be back. So let's throw that in. And we can't beat the 49ers. I mean, that's been proven. We can't beat the Packers. That's been proven. I mean, come on now. In order to beat these type of teams, you're going to have to have some bona fide real ball players. Can't come out here talking about we're waiting on Mozzie to step up. Well, no, They getting people that's already stepped up. You see what I'm saying? Not this season. So I'll be blowing this whistle for a while until I see. Hey, young Chip, congratulations to you. Young Chip, 5-5. Congratulations to you, Eagles. Yeah, y'all the world champions, I think. And you ain't getting no argument from me. Hey, y'all the best. I hate to say it, but y'all the best. Congratulations to you. We trying to catch up with y'all now. And you got to take some certain steps. These steps that we doing now is not going to get it done. That's why y'all see that in the chat. You see what Young Chip just said? We love Jerry Jones. You know why? Because they know that we ain't going to do nothing. They know it. Jerry Jones going to do free agency, worried about signing our guys. That he's not going to do the outside free agents. He's going to sign our guys. That's what he's going to do. And some of our guys are real good players. That we got some good players. But that ain't going to get it done. That's not going to get it done. You got to get me some bona fide killers. I hate to say it like that. That's what everybody else did. Philly went out and got a bona fide killer at running back. What happened? They won the World Championship. Kansas City has a bona fide killer at quarterback. That's why they're in the Super Bowl every year. They got their brains beat out yesterday, but the Kansas City Chiefs will be back. Huh? iPhone X. I won't give your comment too much consideration because I know you're not a Cowboy fan. So you really don't know our salary cap. But I'll educate you real quick. If the Cowboys restructure Dak and CD's contract alone, that will push them over $100 million in salary cap. Just a restructure. They already signed. When you restructure, you can front their money, kick some of it to the backside of the contract, with it like they always do. You give it to them in the prorated signing bonus that brings the cap down. For instance, Dak's supposed to get paid $60 million next year, right? Well, if they restructure it, they can restructure however way they want to. So if they say we want Dak to be counted on against $2 million against the cap. Well, all that means is you can give Dak $58 million signing bonus. Not a signing bonus, but a bonus. They'll give his $58 million up front, and he will only count $2 million against the cap. Okay? That's how you beat it. That's how you manipulate the salary cap. It's not hard. CD is $35 million. Well, they say, okay, we want CD to be $1 million. Okay? You give him $34 million bonus, he get $34 million. $34 million at the table, and then there you go. So now they only count totally $3 million against the salary cap. You got plenty of money left. Hey, Walt Butler, how you doing, sir? Oh, it makes sense to get salary cap relief. That's what you're going to have to do. This is the only way you're going to get it done. That's common sense to me. It's common sense. There's nothing really to talk about. Restructure Dak, CD, and probably some other folks. I can't stand the Eagles. I can't stand them. Just like they can't stand the Cowboys. But part of me is glad that he won because them winning puts pressure on Jerry Jones to do something. Bottom line. And that's all Cowboy fans like this, y'all. Because I'm one of them. Cowboy fans like this. Okay. You do know Washington is here. Washington Commanders, they here. They only going to get better. They went to the championship game this season. Got beat by Philly. But they going to be here. Got a young, great quarterback. They going to be here for a minute. And Philly just won the Super Bowl. And they unless the injuries hit them, they're going to be here again. They're gonna be right at competing for another Super Bowl. What y'all gonna do? What you gonna do, Jim? That's where we are now. And so I'm gonna be, David. I don't think it's Dak Prescott. It's Jerry first. You got to surround him with weapons. If Jalen got all these weapons around him to make it better. See, Jalen and Dak really got similar games with the exception that Jalen run the ball. They really got the similar game. They need weapons. You can't put the ball in the hands of Jalen Hurts and say, throw the ball 50 times and carry us on. That's not Jalen's game. They try to act like this Dak's game. That ain't Dak's game. Put all the weapons around him. Watch what happens. But it's complementary football because Dak has had all that before. And he has produced. But he never had a number one defense with him. See, Philly couldn't lose. I mean, they could lose, but I'm saying Philly had perfect. Number one offense, number one defense, number one running back. I mean, this is complementary football at its finest. That's why they're the world champions. And you got to start. No, you ain't gonna get it all in one season, but you can sure start a nice foundation on climbing the way. And some of this stuff you can climb rather quickly. You can climb it rather quickly. It don't mean you're going to the Super Bowl next year, but you can cause some damage. Seriously. This is what you got to do. You got to have a complementary. You can't have Dak scoring 30 and your defense giving up 31. It's just not going to work. Exactly, David. Part of that reason why you say that, David, is because of what I just said. You don't want Jalen throwing the ball like Josh Allen and Mahomes. That's not Jalen's game. You want him to throw it when it's needed. You gave him a super running back, an all-world running back, and look what happened. AJ still got his 1,000 yards. I don't know if Devontae get 1,000 yards. I know he was hurt for a little while. But I think Devontae got, even if he didn't, Devontae Smith is the truth. God had got his numbers, so you can throw it when if you need it. But that's not his game. They put it all in Dak like he's Mahomes. Like he Matthew Stafford or somebody. That's not his game. It's not. He's not. Give Dak a running back. I'm 52 years old, iPhone X. I don't know how old you are, but of course I saw him. iPhone X, sir, let me tell you something. Let me just put it to you this way. I don't know how old you are, but I've been a Cowboy fan since 1977. 1977. I'm not even sure if you were born. Sir, I don't have to prove nothing to you by having Jeopardy Cowboy trivia game. I don't have to tell you that. That's really irrelevant. Everybody that watch my show knows where I stand. See what I'm saying? I don't have to prove nothing about me being a Cowboy fan. So I'll let you ask. I don't know if you're asking something to chat or you're asking me. I don't know, but I'll let you have it. But I ain't gonna answer your question. All you need to know is you were born in 1989. See what I'm saying? You were born in 89. Good year. Unfortunately for you, I was born in 1973. So, hello. I've been a Cowboys fan since I was 4 years old. Not as diehard as I am now at 4. You know, I was too busy waking up. Can't wait to see the Super Friends cartoon and stuff. But I wanted to be like my father so much. And he was a Cowboy fan. And so I watched the games with him because he loved the Cowboys. I love the Cowboys. And that seed was planted in me very, very early. And it just grown and grown to it. Now I do podcasts about it. But I'm a Cowboy fan. But I ain't going to answer none of your trivia questions at all. I'm a Cowboy fan. No secret. David said stats don't win championship. Exactly. Exactly. I agree with you. I agree with you. You getting to argue with me, David. I agree. This is what it's all about. Because Jalen didn't have all the greatest stats as far as quarterbacking goes. But he, at the end, he's the last man standing. So I agree with you on it. I agree with you 1,000%. So we have to, it's a case of mistaken. It's a case of mistaken identity with Dak. I've been saying this for the last 6-7 years that they have made Dak Romo throw the ball 40 plus times, 35 plus times. Just throw it. Their free agency has been about getting wide receivers and then omitting the running game. You see what I'm saying? They get an offensive line. We've had all pros on offensive line for years. But it's for pass blocking, not running and knocking people over. They don't value the running back position. I guess you could say they did when they drafted Zeke, and then they had Pollard back there. But even when we had them, they didn't run it enough because they tried to pad the stacks with Dak. Amari Cooper had to get his 1,000 yards. CD as a rookie had to get his yard. A healthy Michael Gallup they thought they were going to have 3,000 yard receivers. Y'all remember all that time? It's a mistaken identity. Jalen and Dak almost had the same game with the exception, as I said before. Jalen can run the ball. Dak really can't now. The surgeries have caught up to him. You got screws, 3 or 4 screws in his ankle. That's supposed to take away some of your mobility, some of your speed. Of course, he can't run like Jalen. But I believe Dak is a better thrower of the football than Jalen. But Jalen this year had something that Dak didn't. He can just turn around and hand the ball off to an all-world player in Saquon Barkley, and Dak is handed off to Rico Dowdle, even though I love Rico. See the difference? He's handed off to Saquon. We doing a running back by committee. See what I'm saying? This is the mentality. This shot. This has to change. And I'm talking about quickly. The Cowboys, Jerry, Steve, and Will McClay, Schottenheimer, Coach Schottenheimer, whoever else, they need to be meeting tomorrow and say, look, we got to change this. Your point is, Shane, is probably somewhat right because we haven't seen the coaching staff. But I'm saying, forget the coaching staff. I need players to go with the coaching staff. That's what I'm saying. If you want to compete for a world championship or you want to compete to put some fear into some folks, you got to give me some players. The coaching staff going to coach regardless. But I'd rather be coaching with some real ball players than some experiments. I don't want no committee at running back. I need a dog. I ain't talking about no bell cow. He ain't got to carry it 35 times a game. I ain't talking about that. I need a guy that when you see him come on the field, you get a little fear in you because you know he can take it to the house. It's kind of like Jahmyr Gibbs with Detroit. You scared because you know he can carry it to the house from anywhere on the field. He can. That's what I need. I don't want a committee. I don't want a second. I don't want another Brandon Cooks at wide receiver too. I don't want that. That's not gonna get the job done. Not what I'm talking about. I don't want that. I need a home run hitter. I need a guy that's a number two, kind of like if you decide to double up one of them, that you want to double up CD all the time. Okay, give me a killer at wide receiver too, and he gonna make you pay. I'm not talking about possession type guy. They're gonna catch the ball and then fall down. I ain't done no. I need a killer, and I need another number one wide receiver playing at number two. I like that iPhone. I like that iPhone exists. Somebody like him. Exactly. That's what I need. Yeah, like that. Yeah, there's plenty of them out there. There's some in the draft. Yeah, but that's the kind of example I'm talking about. Like that. Devontae Adams. Even though I know the Cowboys wouldn't do it, but I'm just saying that's the quality I'm talking about. If you gonna double CD, then if I got somebody like Devontae Adams over there, then Devontae Adams gonna kill one-on-one. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you call Super Bowl type moves. You talking about Myles Garrett? Everybody want to talk about that dream? Yeah, that's a Super Bowl move. That's how you skip steps on the ladder. When you get guys like that, give me Garrett Wilson from the Jets. He can't be happy over there. Give me Garrett Wilson with CD. I'll take that in a heartbeat. Let me tell you something, big timer. You got my name. Yeah, I'm big time. You say you big timer, so you look different than I am. Old Devontae Adams still demand respect. Nobody don't respect Brandon Cooks. T. Higgins is out there big time. You don't think T. Higgins makes a difference? I'm talking about real game reps. Like that. T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, T. Higgins. Those three guys can either be traded for or for in T. Higgins' case, a free agent. That's three. And those three are plenty. Give me one. And watch what happens. Just the truth. That's all I need. That's how you catch up with Philly and Washington. You got to go give me those type of guys. I know big time. I agree with you 100%, which is the problem. This is the language of every Cowboy fan. Especially since Philadelphia just won the championship. Since Philadelphia just won it yesterday and they're going to be here for a couple years, and Washington is only going to get better, the draft and development system ain't going to work now. It's just not. You might get lucky and get one of these guys that may be immediate impact or whatever the case may be. That's fine. Couple that guy with another free agent. Let's go to work. That's all I'm saying. Cowboys don't do free agents to day 12. I'm talking about day 1, day 2. Give me one of these guys that quote unquote you gotta overpay for. Guys that gonna make a difference on the field day 1. Come in, you gotta respect them. You gotta game plan against them. That's what I'm looking for. We tried it that way for years. It only gets you so far. This is what gets you over the hump. These type of players. West Philly, who's a Philly fan, he said Cowboys need to rebuild. No, not really. We already young. Just go with me and add me a real dog to it, a real veteran, and then let's go to work. We got to catch up with y'all, West Philly. We got to catch up with y'all. The draft and development stuff ain't gonna get it done no more. Well, I found when you say to have Dak become Colts quarterback like Peyton Manning. It's only one Peyton, so I don't know what you're talking about in terms of. And then you saying Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers ain't never won nothing. That was the problem with San Diego. They had Daniel Thompson, but they wanted to run pass the ball nonstop then. Alexis Gibson says, get Tom Brady. You'll get Dallas out of the draft. No. No. Not trying to diminish Brady, but no. We just need the right system. They took the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands for real this year, and they handed it to Saquon. It's very simple. It's very simple, y'all. Jalen Hurts, prior to Saquon Barkley, was running the ball and primarily passing the ball. What did they do this year? They went and got an all-world running back. He put him back there. He ran for over 2,000 yards. And guess what? Yesterday showed that it worked. They are the world champions. It's really simple. Go get them a running back. It's simple. Give me the best. And right now, there ain't really no free agents. We talking about the best there. So it's in the draft. I ain't saying Genty or whoever else going to come in and run for 1,500 yards. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying if you're going to get a running back, go get the best running back that's in the draft. That's all I'm saying. And then let's go take a chance. All right. I see you guys definitely Saturday. Who is Holly? Who's your boy? Oh, I appreciate you big time. Also, Holly sent you to me. All right, big time. I'm big time. Appreciate you. Hey, for those that do not know me, because I'm saying a lot of names here I haven't seen before, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and of course turn on the little bell there for the notifications, and it will tell you when I'm on live, and we'll pick this back up because see, this is gonna take a lot of talking. See, until I see the mentality change, I can't get hyped for this season coming up. I don't care who we draft. If the mentality is the same, I can't get with it. So I'll try to come on again later this week, maybe Thursday or sometime, guys. For those that don't know, sometime I drive in to work and I call that show The Ride. It's still a big time show, but I call it The Ride. And that's me driving in to work and giving a little content like that. Now, that's early in the morning. For those of you that may have to get up early, just turn on notifications. Most of you may be still asleep, but I do that. That's pretty, a pretty good show as well. I'd be surprised how many people be on, combining all the channels together. I'd be really shocked, to be honest with you. And that's done well, so I've been doing that for a while. But as far as this type of show, when I come on in the afternoon or late evening or whatever, just keep the notifications on when I come in. Oh, boy. Oh, that's Eddie. Man, what's up, Eddie? Oh, I didn't know that was her. Oh, okay. I see you, Eddie. I got you now. Holly Hoops. I see you. I got it now. I didn't know who it was. Shoot. That's my best friend. That is Eddie Woods there. Okay, I got you. Turn on the notifications and you can catch me whenever I come on. Okay. I'll call you back. I saw you call, but I ain't had a call-in line on. And I want you to do all of it. Especially from no 49er fan, too. Because you ain't talking about that. Okay? All right. All right, y'all. Listen, I'm going to get out of here. I'm getting ready to watch the Lakers now. So I can see how LeBron and Luka play together. That's my other team. And we about to watch that in a few more minutes, I guess. And see what the Lakers going to see how it look. And then take it from there. All right. Man, listen, I appreciate all you that was on TikTok. Appreciate all of you on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. I appreciate all of y'all for hanging with your boy. We're going to do it again probably sometime later this week, before Saturday. And I'll see you then. This has been the one and only, y'all. The Big Time Show.